Have you ever wondered what really happens if you just stop? You go online and you see all these wild theories. Some people claim you'll get superpowers, this incredible glow. Others warn you that it's actually really bad for you. So let's cut through all that noise and get into the real science of what's going on inside your body.
So, what is the truth? Is it superpowers or is it sickness? Are you going to turn into some kind of monk with laser focus, or is your body just going to completely rebel against you? That is the big question we are going to answer today. We're going to look at the chemical roller coaster that your body and your brain go on when you hit pause for 30 days.
All right, to really get it, we're going to break this down week by week, almost day by day. We'll start with that initial shock, then brace for the storm of the first week. After that, we'll see how the body's amazing auto system kicks in, explore the weird flatline phase, find a new balance, and then, finally, we'll get to the 30-day verdict. Let's dive in.
Okay, phase 1, the initial shock. Now, you might think the struggle starts on day 1, right? But actually, the first few days are kind of deceptive. They're calm, but underneath the surface, the real changes are just starting to bubble up. So, day 1, you're feeling good, totally in control, no big deal. But then, around day 3 or 4, something starts to shift. The levels of a really important chemical in your brain, dopamine, they start to drop. And by day 4, your brain is starting to notice. It's like a hungry person who suddenly realized they haven't eaten, and it starts demanding its feel-good fix.
So what exactly is dopamine? People call it the feel-good hormone, and that's a pretty good description. Anytime you do something pleasurable, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. It's like a reward. It makes you feel satisfied and peaceful. So when you suddenly take away a major source of that, well, that drop becomes the first and honestly, one of the biggest challenges you're going to face.
And that dip in dopamine? That's just the beginning. It's the little tremor before the earthquake, which we call the first week storm. This is, for most people, the hardest part of the entire 30 days. It's a full-on hormonal hurricane with intense cravings and serious mood swings.
As you're fighting through those cravings, you get closer and closer to a huge biological tipping point. And for men, day 7 marks a really dramatic hormonal event that just changes the whole game.
And here it is. This is the number that defines the storm. Studies have shown that after just 7 days of no ejaculation, a man's testosterone levels can spike by an absolutely astonishing 145%.
I mean, just look at this chart to see how massive that spike really is. This sudden flood of testosterone gives guys this incredible surge of energy and, well, a very powerful sexual urge. And for women, it's a similar story, just driven by different hormones. Increased blood flow to the pelvic region ramps up that urge in a very powerful way too.
And this brings us to the make or break moment. This combination, the crazy cravings, the mood swings, and this massive hormonal surge, it's why that first week is just so tough. This is the exact point where something like 90% of people find it's all just too much and they give up.
But if you can get through that storm, you enter week 2, and this is where things get really interesting. Your body, which is this incredible machine, it starts to adapt. It literally activates its own internal management system.
So during this phase, your body starts to regulate itself. For men, this can mean something called nightfall, which is a totally natural way for the body to clear things out and keep the reproductive system healthy. For women, the lack of stimulation can cause a temporary reduction in natural lubrication. The key thing here is that both of these are completely normal responses. And I really want to hammer this point home. It is so important to understand that these changes are not signs that you're sick or that something is wrong. Medical science is very clear. These are normal, healthy processes. It's just your body's smart way of keeping itself in balance. So, just when you think you've adapted and you're in the clear, you hit the most psychologically confusing part of the whole journey. Sometime around day 16 to 25, you enter what's known as the flatline. So what is the flatline? Well, your libido can suddenly just disappear. It can drop to 0, and that can be pretty alarming, right? You might start to worry that you've broken something, but here is the crucial thing to know. This is not a bad sign. It's actually your brain's self-repair mode kicking in. It's hitting the reboot button to heal those dopamine receptors that might have gotten a little overworked. And while the brain is busy healing itself, some pretty amazing benefits start to show up. People report having this laser-sharp focus. Their sleep quality improves dramatically. And as you get more deep sleep, your levels of the stress hormone, cortisol, start to drop. And that reduction in stress is the real scientific reason behind that famous glow that people talk about.
Once you emerge from the flatline, you cruise into the final week of this journey, a time of stability and balance. The storm is over, the confusion is past, and your body finds this new, calm equilibrium.
At this point, your body and mind are fully synced up with the new routine. That testosterone level that spiked like crazy for men back on day 7, it's now settled back into a stable, normal range.
And those intense cravings from the first week, they're pretty much gone, replaced by this real sense of calm control.
Think of it like your mind has just completed a dopamine detox. Because you've managed to control one of the most powerful biological urges, your willpower gets a massive upgrade. You might even find yourself getting real joy from small, everyday things. And of course, your self-confidence goes way, way up.
So we've done it. We've made it through the 30-day journey. We've ridden the hormonal waves and navigated the psychological flatlines. It's time to deliver the final verdict.
So what's the big takeaway here? After everything we've seen, from a purely medical standpoint, is taking a 30-day break actually good for you, or is it harmful for your body and mind?
Honestly, the best way to think about this whole thing is like hitting a reset button for your brain. It's not about it being inherently good or bad, it's about what it does. For anyone who feels like they've kind of lost control over a habit, this 30-day pause gives the brain's reward system time to heal and your body sensors a chance to become fresh again. And maybe the biggest payoff, the most powerful benefit, actually comes after the 30 days are over. Because your nervous system and all those sensory receptors have had a total reset, when you do resume activity, it can feel way more intense and pleasurable, almost like the very first time. So while a break like this causes no harm, it can be an incredible tool for a total mind and body detox. And that brings us to our final question, which is really a question for you to think about. Now that you understand the whole journey, the challenges, the weird parts, and the incredible rewards, is your mind ready for a reset?